Hey there, today I'm going to show you 10 quick tips to help you do better in Valorant that you can apply to your game very quickly. Number 10 is to make sure that your hands are nice and warm, or at least not cold before starting a game. I know it sounds weird, but studies show that playing video games with cold hands actually makes your reaction time slower. Number 9 is if you notice problems with your sound or feel like your sound feels off, then make sure to turn off Windows Spatial Sound by right-clicking your volume button and turning spatial sound to off. Of course, if you don't notice anything weird about your sound, then you don't need to turn it off. Number 8 is to make sure your settings are turned down. Even if you have a powerful computer, lowering your settings and turning off unnecessary settings like bloom or shadows will not only give you more FPS, but remove distractions too, helping you focus on the game. Number 7 is to like and subscribe right now. I'm just kidding, but seriously, like and subscribe. Try to use a lower sensitivity and not change your sensitivity even if it feels a little off. A good indication of if your sensitivity is good is to be able to rotate 180 degrees using your whole mouse pad. I also suggest not to change your sensitivity because your sensitivity at first will feel slow, but get better as you get more used to it, and changing your sensitivity a lot will result in inconsistency and make your skills generally worse. Number 6 is to make sure your crosshair isn't too small. If you miss your shots a lot or have a hard time focusing on your crosshair, then make your crosshair bigger, because the smaller the crosshair, the harder it is to focus on it, making shooting enemies really hard. Number 5 is to not care about your rank, but care about getting better. If you only focus on increasing your rank, you won't get better at the game because your rank isn't an exact measure of your personal skill. Also, you can always get better, but if your goal is something like to get to Gold 1, then you will only be as good as a Gold 1 player. Number 4 is to make sure that Valorant is set to high priority in the Task Manager by running the game, opening Task Manager, right-clicking on Valorant, clicking Go to Details, then finally right-clicking on Valorant.exe, going to Set Priority, and then set the game to high priority. It could also help to right-click on Valorant.exe, then go to Set Affinity, and checking the All Processors box. Number 3 is to play the practice range before playing unrated or competitive, because you need to warm up or else you're not going to be very good. I know this is a bit obvious, but it's very easy to forget to practice, and it'll make you do better in your games. Number 2 is to use headphones, even if they aren't that great, so that you could hear sound coming from multiple directions. Finally, number 1 is to memorize the spike behaviors. What that means is to remember that the spike beeps at 1 beep per second until 25 seconds, 2 beeps per second until 35 seconds, 4 beeps per second until 40 seconds, and 8 beeps per second until the spike blows up at 45 seconds. The spike takes 4 seconds to plant and 7 seconds to defuse, so make sure to keep this in mind when you're trying to plant or defuse the spike.